Well, it's do or die for St. Louis City SC today, where you can catch today's match alongside some other fans.
It's a cool start around St. Louis. There's some patchy fog in spots this morning, but boy, what a beautiful sight as, yes, the sun rising an hour earlier since daylight saving time has come to an end.
Plus, an unholy act caught on camera. The investigation into the historic bell stolen from a Soulard church.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Well, wake up, St. Louis. Good morning to you. St. Louis City SC is in Kansas City, and the Kansas City Chiefs are in Germany this morning. We're taking a live look at KC and Frankfurt, Germany, courtesy of our EarthCam. The Chiefs will play the Dolphins this morning at 8:30 in the fourth game of the NFL's International Series. But the stakes are higher for City SC here, who must win today's match to stay alive in the MLS playoffs. City.
Let's
That's
go.
what Mercedes would say if she was here. She would be all over this. Good morning to you. It's Sunday, November 5th. I'm Travis Cummings. Mercedes McKay and Tracy Henson have the day off, so I'm joined here by our head weather first meteorologist, Chief Cotto. How are you?
I'm good. Everything is good weather-wise. It's more a little fog out there. It's a little cooler, too.
Yes,
you
it
may
is.
have noticed that. Yeah, so temperatures a little on the chilly side heading out the door this morning. But overall, it is going to be a spectacular Sunday afternoon across the bi-state area. We do have to get rid of some of this fog that's around this morning, especially in the river valleys back into the middle parts of Missouri. But at the moment, as the sun's coming up over St. Louis, it is a beautiful sky. Of course, St. Louis City SC is in Kansas City. They're not playing here tonight, but the stadium's always pretty lit up, and we're watching that sunrise this morning. Visibilities have been fluctuating a little bit. Not much of visibility out around Washington, Missouri right now, and that's the areas that are right in the river valleys where the fog is locally dense. But then you get out along Interstate 70 going into parts of Montgomery County out into Gascony County. That's where the fog is a little more widespread. And so the dense fog advisory does include Herman. It does include Montgomery City and New Florence, and then heading out towards Columbia and Jeff City. It won't last long. Temperatures upper 30s to lower 40s this morning. We're going to bounce back into the 60s. And remember, we get our high an hour earlier today because of daylight saving time coming to an end. We're back to standard time. Temperatures are back into the mid, maybe even some upper 60s this afternoon, Travis.
I felt that time change. Thank you. All right, well, today City SC will play Sporting KC in the second match of the first round of the MLS playoffs at 4 p.m. They're in Kansas City, but there's plenty of places to watch the match here alongside some other fans, okay? The Armory is hosting a watch party starting at 3:30. All ages are welcome to attend, and there will be some merch available. City SC also partners with bars and restaurants across the bi-state. You can watch the party at Hot Shots in St. Charles on Country Club Plaza Drive, Valley Sports Live in Ballpark Village, and Cugino's in Florissant, my favorite, and more. To stay on top of all the things City SC during the playoffs, just text the word CITY to 314-425-5355. And be sure to tune in to 5 on Your Side at 10, where our Corey Miller and Laura Barcheski will bring you post-match reaction from the team and our fans in Kansas City. Well, just over 3 hours from now, parishioners will walk through the doors of St. Peter and Paul Catholic Church in Soulard. But this morning, it looks different after 2 people stole the historic bell outside the rectory. Our Alex Fee spoke with the pastor and neighbors about this unholy act.
It was right there.
Is right there.
It's busted on the hinges.
A Soulard resident shows us where the bell was located.
The first church bell from the first church, which is going back to 1849.
Father Bruce Foreman, pastor at Soulard's Saints Peter and Paul Catholic Church, posted these photos of the bell and the thieves in action on Facebook.
Somebody may see it or be suspicious if they try to sell it to somebody.
Soulard resident Paul Mondane believes he may have heard it happen.
I noticed a vehicle beeping, backing up, the backup beep sound of a utility vehicle.
Yeah.
And it lasted about half an hour because it woke me up. It's early in the morning.
Yeah. What time?
Roughly about, I looked at my phone about 4, a little bit after 4 a.m.
Father Pullman says the thieves cut the bell from its base, but then it actually sat there on the ground in the grass for a couple days before they removed it, as if they didn't realize how heavy it is.
And they knocked the top of the light pole off of the pole. And so I think they were trying to work under the cover of dark, get rid of the light source, and do their business.
Soulard resident Will Munt speculates on a motive.
But you got to melt it down. It's obvious what it is.
Unless you could sell it to a salvage yard or something.
The salvage yard shouldn't pick up on that. You got to figure it out. Call a cop.
I'll give you that.
Good luck to you.
All right, you too. Thank you. In Soulard, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
Yeah, really a loss for that community this morning. Well, police are checking that security footage to see if any cameras caught the license plate number. If you know anything about this crime, call St. Louis Police. Well, overnight, daylight savings ended, and it's a great time to check the batteries in your smoke detectors. If you don't have a working smoke detector, the St. Louis Fire Department is installing about 1,000 free smoke alarms in homes across the city this weekend. They'll be out from 9 to 1 today. You can sign up for one online through the Red Cross. Also happening today, the Nottleman Music Company of St. Louis is celebrating its 70th anniversary with an all-jazz showcase, and they'll be sending all the proceeds to Central Visual and Performing Arts High School. CVPA was the site of a school shooting that killed a student and teacher in October 2022. The concert will be in Kirkwood High School's Keating Theater at 3 p.m. Tickets cost just $25, but elementary and high school students can get in for just $10. This morning at 10, the City Sewing Room is expanding its Makers Mart and opening a Create House. The City Sewing Room is a community sewing center that teaches people of all ages how to sew and quilt. I've been wanting to do that, actually. The grand opening runs from 10 to 4 at the corner of Ivanhoe and Arsenal in St. Louis City. Well, right now there's a video circulating social media that claims small business owners will need to submit more personal information to the federal government or face daily fines. Brandon Lewis from our National Verify team checks if that's really the case.
This video on Facebook claims new federal surveillance of small business owners' lives will begin January 1st.
Starting 2024, you will need to register or be registered in a new federal database if you have any key role in an LLC or in an S-Corp.
Verify viewer Marcia asked us if this is really going to happen. So Marcia, let's verify. Will most small business owners have to give the federal government more personal information starting in 2024? Our sources are the Corporate Transparency Act, the U.S. Treasury Department, business law firm Baker Hostetler, and Comply Advantage, a regulatory tech company. In 2021, Congress passed the Corporate Transparency Act. The law requires nearly 33 million small business owners to submit reports to the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, starting in 2024. These reports must include personal information about the company's owners and, in some cases, other employees, including their name, home address, birth date, copies of their passport or driver's license, and taxpayer identification number. FinCEN says it needs this information to make it harder for bad actors to hide or benefit from their ill-gotten gains through shell companies or other opaque ownership structures. The law allows the government to penalize owners who do not file their ownership reports or don't keep them updated up to $500 per day. So, yes, most small business owners will have to give the federal government more personal information starting in 2024. Existing companies will have until January 1st, 2025 to file their reports. There are a few exceptions for certain types of businesses, like some nonprofits and larger companies. You can find out more about how to comply with this new law at verifythis.com. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Good to know. Well, what would you like for us to verify? Just email your questions to verify@ksdk.com.